I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich.
Welcome to the Black Excellence and Abundance Channel.
Hank Aaron, Hammering Hank Aaron. Many of us know that he was once the all-time home run king. But do we also know all of the other accomplishments that this great hitter has made? Well, today on the Black Excellence and Abundance Channel, we are going to take a look at the person that we think is the greatest hitter of all times. Hank Aaron started his professional baseball career with the Indianapolis Clowns of the Negro Leagues. He played shortstop, and he was a great hitter even as a teenager.
The Negro Leagues was home to some of the greatest baseball players to ever play, with the likes of Josh Gibson, Willie Mays, Satchel Paige, Cool Papa Bell, Oscar Charleston, and many, many more.
Although these great players and the great teams of the Negro Leagues were locked out of the Major League Baseball, they did barnstorm against the major leaguers of that day. And the record shows that the Negro Leagues beat the major leaguers 2-1. In other words, if they played 99 games, the Negro Leaguers won 66. Hank Aaron was a Gold Glove right fielder for the Milwaukee and the Atlanta Braves. But in the Negro Leagues, he played shortstop. Hank, as well as many other of the Negro Leaguers, were very versatile, and they played more than one position. In fact, there was a Negro Leaguer who was known as Double Duty Ratcliffe. He actually pitched and he catched. So he was a pitcher and a catcher in the Negro Leagues. In this picture, we see Double Duty Ratcliffe, who was a pitcher and a catcher and is in the Cooperstown Baseball Hall of Fame.
As you can see, these guys back then was just ballers. They showed up and played and balled out.
Hank Aaron broke into the major leagues as just an all-around good hitter. He had 13 home runs his first year, 27 his second year, and then, out of nowhere, his power just took off.
In his breakout year, he would go on to bat .322 with 44 home runs and drive in 132 RBIs.
In 1957, that same year, he hit a walk-off home run to win the pennant for the Milwaukee Braves, and they later went on to win the World Series. Hank Aaron put the big leagues on notice that he was here to stay. And what was so surprising, he was 6 feet but only 190 pounds. Where did all that power come from?
Playing in Milwaukee, he did all that in relative obscurity. Oh, by the way, in 1957, he also walked away with the MVP.
Fast forward to 1974. That was the year when Hank Aaron finally got his due, when he did what was unthinkable and broke the record that many thought would not be broken of 714 home runs when he hit home run number 715.
It is regarded by many as the most prestigious record in all of sports.
Hank Aaron became the all-time home run king. He was known as Hammering Hank Aaron, the hammer, if you will, for a reason. Not only did he become the all-time home run king, but folks, listen to the stats that we are about to rattle off. He retired as the all-time leader in runs batted in. He was first, and as a matter of fact, he's still first all-time in runs batted in, with a total of 2,297. First all-time.
He also retired first in total bases, with 6,856, almost 700 more than the next closest guy.
First all time. Hank Aaron is first all time in extra base hits. That's a combination of home runs, triples, and doubles, with a total of 1,477. First all time. As a matter of fact, Hammerin' Hank Aaron and the great Barry Bonds are the only players in Major League Baseball history to have more than 700 home runs and 600 doubles.
He is also second in at-bats with 12,364.
When Hank Aaron retired in 1976, he was third all times in runs scored, tied with Babe Ruth with a total of 2,174.
Hank Aaron also retired second all-time in hits with 3,771. And to put that in perspective, if you take away all 755 of his home runs, he still has 3,000 hits. That's incredible.
No other player in Major League Baseball has that distinction. Folks, that bears repeating. 3,000 hits is a benchmark for great hitters in Major League Baseball. If you subtracted Hank Aaron's 755 home runs, he still has 3,000 hits. He is among the elite hitters in baseball of all times. Now, folks, the reason why we can so confidently say that Hank Aaron is the greatest Major League Baseball hitter ever is because, unlike many of the other players who came before him, Hank Aaron had to face all competition. He also faced competition who was constantly throwing at his head early on. Not only did he and many other of the great black baseball players early on in his career had to face the pitchers, but they also had to face racial segregation and the Jim Crow law that did not allow them to eat at certain restaurants and stay in certain hotels. In spite of it all, he still took his hammer and set all kinds of records. Willie Mays. Now we do want to make a distinction. Hank Aaron, we feel, is the greatest hitter in Major League Baseball history. Willie Mays, we feel, is the greatest player, which is two different things. We will be doing a story on the great Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, in the future.
This picture is of Oscar Charleston, who many regard as the best all-around player to ever play. He played in the Negro Leagues, and unfortunately, we never got a chance to see him play. And here is Josh Gibson, who is regarded as the greatest player to ever play in the Negro Leagues. He is said to have hit over 962 home runs in his career, 84 which came in one season, and he is said to have a lifetime batting average of well over 400.
Now, folks, Josh Gibson was not only the greatest power hitter, he was also the greatest hitter, which means he batted for a higher batting average and he hit more home runs than anybody in the Negro Leagues at that time. And again, we want to reiterate, when the Negro Leagues played the Major Leaguers, the Negro Leaguers won 2-1. Ladies and gentlemen, we must admit, we had fun making this video because we love sports. We love the contributions that African Americans have made in the field of sports. One more time, just for me. I'm doing this for me. Hank Aaron finished with 755 home runs. He finished with 2,297 runs batted in. He finished with 6,856 total bases, a record which will never be broken. He finished with 2,174 runs, which was second all time. He finished with 12,364 at-bats. He finished with 1,477 extra bases. He finished with over 700 home runs and 600 doubles. Only 2 people have ever accomplished that in Major League history. Ladies and gentlemen, Hank Aaron is enshrined in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, and he is well deserving of this honor. This great, great hitter, who we believe is the greatest Major League Baseball hitter of all times.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always,
Thou art rich.